Good morning everyone and welcome to another episode of Portuguese Utopia. Today, I haven't spoke to you for quite a while, to be honest with you, in front of the camera. Today's video, we're just going through the window process again. It's taken a lot longer than I thought, but we're getting there now. I've nearly got to the end of it. And also, to fill in a little bit more of the time, when I retired, I had a gift given to me by a work colleague, Paul, and his wife Christine, was to go and have a look around a brewery. Now, me and beer go down well together, especially the real ale, and it was quite an interesting little visit. So I'm going to share that with you. If you like it, obviously, I'd appreciate a thumbs up along the way there. I've got one or two other bits and bobs to fit in on the next few episodes because I've mentioned before that I'm not actually in Portugal now, so and it is called Portuguese Utopia, so it needs to be Portugal related really, but you can see the sort of things I'm having to get up to entertain myself, learning to live with retirement for one thing, which is a bit weird, but I'm slowly getting the hang of what you're supposed to do in retirement, and it's enjoyable at the moment because we've had some glorious weather in England. When autumn comes and winter, it might be a bit of a problem then because I've got to try and find myself some projects to do. So just keep watching. Hopefully you'll find something of interest. If not, fast forward past it. You never know, next episode might be a bit more thrilling. Thanks for watching anyway. I'll talk to you a bit later. Now I've put one set of windows in the frame that I made. It isn't perfectly square. Okay. Yeah, so what's as long as it's sitting in the frame, that's giving me a bit of a guide. Okay, now this is a nice tight fit in here because I put the frame round there for obvious reasons. But the two windows that I've made now, or in the process of making, have got to fit in that square to a degree. In Portugal, the window framing, the hinges are already in the internal framing of the window, if you like, the brickwork and the mortar. Now if these catch anywhere once they're made and go over there, I'm going to have to do the remedial work in Portugal, which is, I'm not too worried because it's all that lightweight plastery type stuff that they use over there, which I can bash it about and put it back together again if it's too small, or if it's too big. And if it's too small, I can just build it up a bit and patch over it again to make it okay. So I'm not too worried. I've got to get within sort of, I've probably got a 5 to 10 millimeter leeway on it if I'm honest with you. So I'm going to take the old frame out, the old blue one here, and I'm going to try and fit these two in. And then I've got to try and find a way of getting that to join up without leaving a gap, and that's going to be the next bit. Right, let's see if it's set. Dear. Oh dear, it's stuck. There. In there. show that it works. Yep. Added that extra bit on there, look. I've got to clean that up along there, fill it in, but that should do it. I'll turn it over and have another look. Now I've got to find out where to put the hinges in. That's where they go originally. So if I put a line there, and there, on that line somewhere, that one is. Likewise here, and here. That gives us the positioning. So we just have to measure down, up or down from there, to get the right measurement there. Okay, that'll do it. That's marked up there and there. So the hinge, when it pushes in there, it lines up with the holes and we screw through. Now we've got the slot marked where it wants to go, the hinge drops in there. We need to drill the 2 holes in the top to put the screw through. I'll show you that next. Noisy. Okay, we'll get a bit more. Bit off the side. A bit deeper. Turn it around, do the other one. Will it go in? Will it not? Well, in principle, it will go in. That's what we're looking for. Now, whether it will come out now is another thing. I want to drill the holes in it, and I don't want to do it while it's put together like that, if I can help it. So I've got to get it out again. I might go again with the tooling, the multi-tool thing. Now we are in a position, I think, hopefully, yeah, to knock those in to the position where we need them, which I think is about, hopefully there. And let's position that. Looks about right. There we go. Looks alright, doesn't it? Now these here have been painted with this black purpley stuff. Well, it's black really, but it allows it to hold back the rust, or turn the rust back into good metal in principle. So I don't need to paint it at the moment, but I didn't want to leave it rusty, and I didn't want to paint it the wrong colour. So I thought, well, if I give it some rust inhibitive protection, at some point I can then decide what colour to paint it. It will probably end up being white, but it might not yet, so I'm going to leave it for the time. Now we're ready to put some glass in on that. In here. That one's got the right. We've done. Now put the trim in all of the panes. So in theory, that's 2 done. There'll be a bit of filling in to do, rubbing down, and then we'll then mask off the glass, paint again a couple of undercoats on this trim inside here, and then it'll be ready for the top coat of gloss. Two top coats, I think. We'll move it on again. Gloss painted. Just got to take that masking tape off, and they're done. That'll be the first 2 totally finished. Get it to drop in the frame. It's good. Now I need to make the second one, the closing one, to fit next to it. I did all that in one day, and the other set took me about 4 weeks, I would think. Now you can see I've done that now, I've nailed it, but it's not particularly good a gap there, so I'm going to have to clamp them and then put some more nails in. You can see now, along here, I've had to clamp it up, even though I've put some little nails in, I've had to clamp it up, because the wood's basically bowed, and this is the problem you get in England with some of this wood. It's just not very good quality. But it's a bit of a challenge, but that's why I have to keep coming back to it, because I have to nail it and glue it, then wait for it to set before I can go again to do the next stage. But as you can see, we're getting there now. There's 4 to do. We've done 2 already. That's the 3rd one, which is a bit of paintwork, then it's ready for glazing, and this one's just making up the last framework. So
a big sieve at the bottom, and we'll add some extra hops. All of the hops that were in the copper will come through with it, and they'll all be kind of streamed back at the end. And so what that means is that we can also use this to kind of infuse it with any other things. We could, for example, throw in coffee beans at this stage. And
yeah, let's have.
has that look all there in a pint? Yes, any experienced pint for us?
No.
You all will learn. You all have this wondrous opportunity now to pour your own pints. Well, half pints, but yeah, well, you can get more. I'll just demonstrate how to do it first. You'll get the there should be enough room if we can just kind of move along, make sure everyone can get down the stairs. Right, lovely. So the first thing that lots of people will do when they try and pour their own pint is they will grab their glass and they'll kind of put it here and then start pulling. That's the way that you pour a lager. That's also the way that you pour something out of a bottle to stop it fizzing up. However, if you do that with a cask beer, you're just spraying it all around the sides and it's a bad pint. What you instead want to do is get it right at the bottom of here. And you're going to want to keep it at the bottom for a reasonable amount of time. Just a confident pull. Oh, that was just bad thinking.
Rookie mistake.
It was. You'd think I've never done this in my life. No. You want to get it to about this level, maybe a little bit more. And then as you finish it off, you just want to gradually kind of pull the pint and let this little tap here distribute the beer evenly across the beer. So that by the time you're finished pulling, your tap is at the top here. So that's going to look something like this. Sometimes they just misbehave, there's not much you can do about it. But it's going to look a little bit like that. And that's kind of a beautiful pint that'll settle down. Happy days. Now what I'm going to do, as that settles down, we'll just pass these. Those of us who are more kind of spatially conscious cooking might have recognised that right now they are right underneath where the fermenting roots are. Now that's very important because that means that once the beer's finished fermenting, we can just essentially pull a tap and it will be pulled straight down into here into one of these vessels. Before then though, we're going to want to cool it down because it's fermenting. And if we can cool it down, that puts the yeast to sleep, and that means it's not going to kind of accidentally get rid of it.
Oh, it is now, is it?
This bony is kind of your very kind of, you know, the normal it's what most brings. And the reason being is because these are excellent.
Yeah, it's a real stopper this year.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for watching. I hope there's some bits in there that of interest to you. I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Don't forget to press subscribe and like and hit the notification dinger bell, and that'll let you know when the next one's coming along. I should have some news soon about my next journey. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye for now.